All right, Cowboys Nation. Today we're diving deep into everything surrounding George Pickkins and how the Dallas Cowboys are handling one of the most talked about situations in the league right now. There's been a lot of chatter across the national media and among various fan bases suggesting drama or tension regarding Pickens' contract and his future with the team. But the truth is, there's really no cause for panic. The Cowboys and Pickens camp agreed long ago to postpone any contract extension discussions until after the season. This approach was never about neglect or mismanagement. It was about strategy. Dallas wanted to observe how Pickens would fit within their system after a trade from Pittsburgh, evaluating not just his stats, but also his adaptation to the team culture and dynamics. Pickens' side, meanwhile, was curious to see if he could thrive with arguably the best quarterback he's ever played with. The results speak for themselves. Pickens has been phenomenal, amassing over 685 yards and outpacing his previous touchdown totals with the Steelers. He's not just meeting expectations, he's exceeding them, demonstrating a perfect blend of skill, timing, and chemistry with his teammates. This is exactly what the Cowboys envisioned when they brought him in, and it sets a strong foundation for any future discussions about his role and compensation. The way the Cowboys are approaching this is calculated. They've already started analyzing how Pickens fits into their long-term salary cap strategy. This is critical because the team is mindful of balancing immediate success with sustainable growth, ensuring they can retain key players while maintaining flexibility to address other roster needs. Planning ahead without rushing into an extension is a prudent move. Other franchises have taken similar approaches with high-value players, strategically delaying talks to better understand performance trends and potential breakout seasons. For Dallas, the focus is clear. Let Pickens continue performing, monitor his progression, and then make informed decisions postseason. Nothing about this situation suggests mismanagement. Fans can be confident that the front office is operating with patience and foresight, aiming to maximize both player output and team success. Now, while some media outlets insist that the Cowboys must make a trade or face cap issues, this perspective is often based on incomplete or misleading interpretations of the numbers. The Cowboys have multiple avenues to manage their cap space efficiently without needing to move a top-performing wide receiver like Pickens. They can restructure contracts, make strategic cuts, and utilize rollover space from previous seasons, all of which frees up significant funds for maintaining and enhancing the roster. For example, restructuring the quarterback's contract alone can free tens of millions, and similar moves with other key contributors create additional breathing room. This ensures that the offense remains potent and that the team does not sacrifice talent to meet theoretical budget constraints. Fans should understand that statements claiming the Cowboys cannot afford Pickens are either uninformed or intentionally sensationalized. In reality, the organization has both the resources and the strategic planning in place to retain him without compromising other areas of the team. The offensive output with Pickens has been exceptional, which is precisely why retaining him is crucial. Even with debates about salary cap and future trades, the tangible impact on the field is undeniable. Pickens has elevated the passing game, created opportunities for his teammates, and brought a level of consistency that aligns with the team's championship aspirations. Beyond the raw numbers, his presence influences defensive schemes, demanding attention from opponents and opening lanes for other players. The Cowboys' strategy here is not reactive. It's proactive, ensuring that they build a balanced team capable of both immediate victories and long-term competitiveness. Every decision, from cap planning to player utilization, reflects a meticulous approach that prioritizes performance and team cohesion over rushed or reactionary moves. Critics who argue that Pickens should be traded before the trade deadline often overlook the broader picture. The notion that the Cowboys must move him now to address defensive needs or cap space is flawed. There are multiple ways to bolster the defense without sacrificing one of the league's top receivers. Strategic offseason moves, draft planning, and targeted free agent acquisitions provide flexibility without undermining the current offensive success. The Cowboys are not in a position where they need to rob Peter to pay Paul. The offense is firing on all cylinders, and removing Pickkins would not only disrupt chemistry, but also diminish the efficiency of a unit that has proven capable of producing at a high level. Maintaining balance across the roster is key, and Dallas has the tools and foresight to manage both offensive continuity and defensive reinforcement simultaneously. Furthermore, discussions about hypothetical trade values for Pickkins often miss the practical realities of the situation. While some argue that any return should be considered, the true value of a player performing at his level extends far beyond draft picks. Teams cannot simply replace Pickkins with a single acquisition. His impact on game outcomes, opponent defenses, and team morale is substantial. The Cowboys are aware of this, which is why any evaluation of his future must consider both his on-field production and the strategic implications of his presence. The balance between maximizing cap efficiency, preserving offensive firepower, and planning for defensive improvements requires careful orchestration. The front office's patience reflects an understanding that immediate, reactive moves often come with long-term costs that outweigh any short-term gains. At the same time, other players on the roster provide adequate support, but none replicate the unique skill set Pickkins brings to the table. Jalen Tolbert, Gavant Turpin, and Ryan Floyd contribute in meaningful ways, yet the level of playmaking and reliability that Pickkins offers remains unmatched. While these complementary pieces are important, they're not substitutes for a top-tier wide receiver who consistently influences both game plans and outcomes. The Cowboys' ability to maintain a high-functioning offense hinges on the presence of a player like Pickkins, making retention not just a preference, but a strategic necessity. The focus on patient planning, proper contract timing, and performance-based evaluation underscores the organization's commitment to sustaining success while avoiding unnecessary risks. If fans are evaluating the situation purely from a media perspective, it is crucial to separate sensationalized narratives from operational reality. Many reports fail to consider the combination of contract structuring, cap space management, and player performance synergy that the Cowboys are currently leveraging. By ignoring these elements, outside commentators create a distorted picture of urgency or crisis that does not exist. In practice, the team has a clear roadmap for integrating Pickkins' contract into the long-term strategy while simultaneously addressing defensive needs through off-season adjustments and other roster management techniques. This level of foresight is indicative of a front office operating with competence and an eye towards sustainable championship contention. The chemistry between Pickkins and the team's quarterback has been a revelation, amplifying the effectiveness of the passing game and providing a model for future offensive schemes. This dynamic allows the Cowboys to extract maximum value from existing personnel while setting the stage for additional tactical adjustments. The organization is actively exploring how to allocate resources efficiently, restructure contracts strategically, and plan for future needs without destabilizing current strengths. Every decision, from financial planning to personnel management, aligns with a vision that prioritizes winning in the present while safeguarding competitiveness for seasons to come. The methodical, deliberate approach ensures that when contract talks do occur, they will be informed, justified, and reflective of actual performance metrics rather than speculation or external pressure. Continuing our deep dive into the Dallas Cowboys and the ongoing conversation surrounding George Pickkins, it's important to highlight just how strategically the team is managing both its roster and its salary cap. While critics have loudly claimed that the Cowboys are on the verge of a cap crisis or must make immediate trades to balance the books, the reality is far more measured and methodical. The team has already mapped out the necessary moves to create flexibility, and these are moves that do not require sacrificing a top-tier wide receiver who is performing at the highest level. Restructuring contracts, cutting or adjusting certain positions, and utilizing rollover cap space are all tools at the team's disposal. These steps allow Dallas to address defensive gaps, invest in future talent, and maintain the offensive engine that has been producing explosive results week after week. The narrative suggesting that Pickkins must be moved now overlooks the nuanced and forward-thinking approach the Cowboys are employing, and it is crucial for fans to understand that patience and planning are at the core of the strategy. Looking closely at the numbers, the Cowboys have multiple avenues to free up cap space while retaining the players who are critical to their success. Restructuring Dak Prescott's contract, for instance, generates tens of millions in savings, while similar adjustments with other key contributors create additional breathing room. These are not hypothetical maneuvers. They're proven strategies used across the league by teams that understand how to balance immediate competitiveness with long-term sustainability. The result is a financial landscape that is far from restrictive, allowing the Cowboys to maintain offensive continuity without having to compromise on their most impactful players. In essence, the organization is not constrained by the exaggerated concerns circulating in the media. The team has the resources, the intelligence, and the foresight to keep Pickkins and still make strategic investments in defense and depth. On the field, Pickkins has been nothing short of transformative. His ability to consistently stretch the field, make contested catches, and create separation has elevated the Cowboys' passing attack to new heights. This impact cannot be overstated, as it forces opposing defenses to adjust their schemes, opens lanes for other receivers, and provides a reliable target in critical situations. The synergy between Pickkins and Prescott has redefined what the Cowboys' offense is capable of, creating opportunities for explosive plays and sustained drives. Removing a player of this caliber would not only disrupt timing and chemistry, but could also diminish the efficiency of an offense that is currently firing on all cylinders. The strategic emphasis on maintaining these dynamic highlights, why the team's measured approach to contract discussions makes perfect sense. By waiting until after the season, the Cowboys ensure they are making decisions grounded in performance metrics rather than speculation. Beyond just Pickkins, the Cowboys have been methodical in assessing their roster depth. While Jalen Tolbert, Gavant Turpin, and Ryan Floyd provide meaningful contributions, they're not replacements for the level of production and impact Pickkins brings. The organization recognizes this, which is why careful planning around contract extensions, cap allocation, and potential roster moves is essential. The focus is on optimizing the talent already on the roster, ensuring that high-impact players are retained while still preparing for the future. This strategy is about balancing risk and reward, making sure that the team remains competitive today without compromising tomorrow. It is a nuanced approach that requires foresight, discipline, and a thorough understanding of both player performance and financial logistics. Media narratives that suggest urgency or crisis often fail to account for the broader strategic context. Critics frequently highlight perceived limitations in cap space or roster depth without recognizing the proactive measures the Cowboys have already taken to address these issues. The team has evaluated every scenario, from restructuring contracts to potential cuts and strategic free agent signings, creating a framework that allows them to retain key contributors while addressing areas of need. By separating media speculation from operational reality, fans can better appreciate the organization's competence and the thoughtfulness behind every decision. The Cowboys are not reacting impulsively. They're planning meticulously, ensuring that when contract discussions do occur, they are informed, justified, and reflective of actual performance. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. Shockwaves are rattling through the Cowboys camp this week as rumors swirl about a potentially season-ending injury to one of their brightest stars. Sources close to the team suggest that the player, whose identity has not been officially confirmed, suffered a serious injury during practice, leaving fans and analysts alike stunned. Whispers in the locker room hint at a fractured bone or torn ligament. Details remain murky, but the impact on the team's championship aspirations could be devastating. Cowboys faithful, already bracing for a tough season, have taken to social media in droves, expressing disbelief and frustration. How does this keep happening? One fan posted, echoing a sentiment felt across the nation. The player, widely regarded as a linchpin in both the offense and locker room morale, was expected to be the driving force behind the team's playoff push. If these rumors prove true, the Cowboys could be staring down a season of uncertainty, forced a scramble for replacements in a lineup that was carefully constructed for success. Insiders claim that team management is quietly panicking as medical staff rush to assess the severity of the injury. Speculation is rampant that the front office may already be exploring trades or signing free agents to fill the looming void. Meanwhile, opponents are reportedly thrilled at the sudden shift in the Cowboys' dynamics, sensing an opportunity to exploit a weakened roster. The fallout from this rumor has already sparked heated debates among pundits and fans. Some argue that the Cowboys have the depth to weather the storm, pointing to younger players eager to prove themselves. Others fear that the loss of such a central figure could derail their season entirely, turning high expectations into bitter disappointment. As the team navigates this tense period, all eyes remain on the medical reports and the coach's strategy meetings. For now, the city of Dallas is holding its breath. Whether this is a temporary scare or a season-altering calamity, one thing is certain. The Cowboys and their devoted fans are facing a week of heartbreak, speculation, and an uneasy wait for answers. Rumor or reality, the buzz surrounding this shocking injury has already reshaped the conversation around the team, leaving no one in the sports world indifferent. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.